Good day, ma'am. This is Lady May Patac, a BSHM 2A student, and for today, I am going to tackle about the organization for production. Production or manufacturing, as it is more commonly called, is concerned with making of things, the creation of form, utility. The word manufacturing means making by hands. However, very few articles are now made solely by hands. Even the simplest type of manufacturing necessitates some tools. There are handles and machine tools. In addition to tools, various types of equipment are often necessary depending on the nature of the manufacturing process. The manufacturing division of company is usually its largest division and employs the biggest number of people. The office, personnel department, finance department, and the facilitating department may be dominated by the manufacturing division. Other other departments like purchasing, transportation, maintenance and service, engineering, warehousing, and production control may be subsidiary units of the manufacturing division. In fact, only sales may rank equal to manufacturing in the company. Types of production processes. The methods by which the materials of industry are produced or manufactured in the things that industry or consumers want are known as production process. According to the classification, production processes are extractive, analytic, synthetic, and fabricating. So first we have extractive process. In some industries, the basic production process is one of extracting substances from the earth or the sea known as the extractive process. Examples of this process are the mining of coal, lead, gold, and silver drilling for what petroleum and the extraction of magnesium and other chemicals from the ocean. Second is the another process. The analysis process is one in which a basic substance is broken down into a number of other materials which may or may not bear any resemblance to the parent substance. Third, synthetic process. Synthetic process refers to those industries in which a number of different materials are combined to form a single product. In the manufacture of steel, glass, rayon, and dinnerware, the final end products are quite different from the original ingredients because of physical or chemical changes. In other industries, such as in the production of automobile, electrical appliances, radios, and television sets, where the materials are merely assembled without undergoing physical or chemical change, this process is sometimes called the assembly process. Fourth, the fabricating process. The term fabricating process, although used principally industrial steel business, refers to a process that is rather widespread in industry wherein a material has its foreign changes to some extent by being machined, oven, cut up, finished, or treated in some other manner. It is sometimes called the converting process, particularly in textile field. Examples of the fabricating process are to be found in the manufacture of clothing, shoes, certain types of furniture, nuts, and bolts. Continuous and intermittent processes. A second classification of production processes Continuous process. Unfortunately, the term continuous process has a dual meaning that is frequently confusing. It is sometimes used to describe a manufacturing situation in which the productive facilities must be kept continuously in operation for a relatively long period of time, necessitating day and night shift and Sunday work. Intermittent process. Here again, as with its counterpart, there is a double meaning to intermittent process. In its first sense, the term refers to any manufacturing process that can be stopped at will, for example, at the end of each day, and that can be started up again the next morning with no difficulty. I vary this concept of the term almost any industry that operates after purely one shift a day basis good qualification. Increasing production. For processes in production have been used to good advantage in marketing, transportation, office, management, and other business functions. It is manufacturing, however, where they find greatest application and are mainly responsible for the progress of industrialization in advanced countries. These processes are specialization, standardization, simplification, and mechanization. So specialization refers to the narrowing of the field of activity. A company may specialize in product instead of putting out a variety of radio, electronic products. A company may specialize in only a few kinds of transistors, which it would then develop to the high degree of quality and perfection. Specialization may be applied to processes, equipment, or labor skills. Simplification refers to the reduction in the number of types, forms, designs, colors, and other characteristics of a product. When a manufacturer or floating reduces his products to three basic size of small, medium, and large, he engages in simplification. If putting out shirt of numerous design and interlocking color, he puts out only a few basic and plain colors of shirts. He is simplification to reduce his inventories of raw materials so effect economies and lower costs of manufacturing and to increase efficiency of the manufacturing process. Standardization. Reserve the setting up of standards of or norms as the size, quality, form, measure, weight, or other similar feature. For instance, electric light bulb or generally standardized dies such that above porch chest anywhere can fit a socket in any home. Automobile or Jeep parts are standardized by manufacturers to enable production and easier repairs. Mechanization refers to the development of machines to perform much of the manufacturing process as possible. Manual skills are supplanted by machine skills. A machinized printing establishment may use a folding and bending machine to take or two work of 20 laborers in the end process of preparing books for mechanization in the process of automation. A network path is a series of related events and activities from the beginning to the end of the work. We are interested in the network path that requires the longest time because this path time controls the project. That is, any delay along this network path will delay completion of the entire project. This path is called critical path by means of a trade-off of sources from one of the path to the critical path. There are different formats for calculating pertinent data of the network. Commonly, an average value is determined for the estimated time. Subsequently, the earliest expected time to achieve the activity from the entire network is calculated. This value is sum of the expected time along the longest path from the start of the network to the event in the questions. Finally, the latest allowable time is determined. This is the time by which an event must be accomplished to meet the scheduled competition data of the entire project. It is the value found by subtracting from the scheduled length of the project. The length of the longest path backwards from the finish of the project to the event in questions. Factors involved in manufacturing. The manufacture of any articles involves the following factors: the design, material, and processing. The design may be standard, static, and unchanging, as in some articles of staple merchandise. It may be variable in substance, subject to change overnight, as in the case of some lines of styles merchandise. Or the change may be imperceptibly affected over a fairly longer period of time. Requirement of design. The design of article must meet four requirements, namely consumer acceptance, utility, economic processing, and proper kind of material to be used. 1. Consumer acceptance. The design of the article must have what is called consumer acceptance. Example, the article must appeal to the customer's state or desires. A shoe manufacturer, for instance, who manufactures a high-cut style of shoes for men would find very little sales for his business. Few men today wear such styles except for occasional needs. If he shifts to boys and teenagers' shoes for the same style, he may find a bigger market. One of the problems in consumer acceptance is the changing of styles so rapidly that production for stock might be questionable practice. Again, trying to find out consumer wants is not as simple a process as it sounds. 2. Utility. The second requirement of design is that the product shall adequately serve the purpose for which it is extended. The product must be useful. A beautiful lady signed an attractive chair may not be strong enough to serve a chair for a day-to-day use. Not too many families can afford purely decorative furniture, especially if there are many children. Utility is an article that is indeed an imperative consideration in design. Consumer desire for beauty should be harmonized with utility. Economic processing. As a third requirement, the design of an article should not be a cause for the use of an economical manufacturing process. If the design shows down the process of manufacturing, high cost of production will result. This will make it difficult for the products to be sold at a profit. In other words, products design must be carried to a stage where it can be production design. Example, a design that can be manufactured in the quantity desired and at the cost in line with the price obtainable for the product. 4. Kind of material to be used. The fourth requirement of design is that it must suit the material of which the article is to be made. The material must have to be worked to produce the design wanted. And as an example, we have the case of copper, which more ductile than any other common metal. Thus, it commands universal use in electrical wiring. Some aluminum wiring, on the other hand, has been developed. Choice of material. As a second factor of manufacturing, the choice of material among things depends on utility or purpose, durability, and the cost, development, and manufacture of the product. Utility is the article may have either a utility purpose or a decorative one, sometimes both. An ornament has little utility. If it is merely for decorating something, like a house, such decorative articles carry temporary considerations. The main consideration in such cases are cheapness of materials and inexpensive methods of manufacturing. Durability. The articles with utility purpose are made with some consideration for durability. The choice of durability materials is desirable. At the same time, economical manufacturing is also desirable in order to keep costs down. Cost of development and manufacturing. Before undertaking to develop a particular product, the management must be able to envisage a return on the product that is commensurate with the cost of development. It goes without saying that this requires not only forecasts on the market for the product, but also the knowledge of time, effort, and requirement required in its development. Also important is the estimated cost of manufacturing the product, which must be done economically, otherwise the product will be of little use. Processing. In manufacturing, the third and last factor involved in processing, which requires machine and labor. The proportion, however, of each are seldom the same in the manufacture of two different products. For example, the manufacture of safety razor blades uses highly automatic machines, several of which may be tanned by one person. Other processes, however, may 2 or 3 or more attendants to machine. Trend to automaticity is that tendency is in machine design is to make machines more automatic in their operation, so that less labor is required. The early printing machine was operated by hand, while the modern printing press is run by an electric motor and fed automatically. The early printing machine was operated by hand, while the modern printing press is run by an electric motor and fed automatically. The trend is generally toward more and more automatically. Advantages of automaticity. It is obvious that the more automatically is in an operation, the less labor is required and consequently the less costly they will be, inasmuch as the cost of the manufacturing affect the selling price of the product. It is therefore possible for one manufacturing concern of similar products to his competitors in the same field if he can cut costs and charge a lower price for the same quality. Layout influences production. Another determining factor in production is layout. This refers to the arrangement of machines and equipment in any kind of work according to the sequence of operations. efficiency of labor. That efficiency of labor likewise has a marked effect on price and market. The efficiency of labor is a complex quality that is based on many factors. Necessity of continued operation. With effective machines and equipment and with efficient employees and workers, the manufacturer should realize that this remaining successful in business depends upon his ability to continue to produce what is needed in the market at a price the customers are willing to pay. Its highest state of development, therefore, production control consists of a well-defined set of procedures that has its objective the coordination of all the elements of the productive process, men, machines, tools, and materials into a smooth flowing whole which result in the fabrication of products with a minimum of interruption in the fastest possible time and at the lowest obtainable cost. Details of the FAR system of production control differ according to the characteristic of the industries in which they are used, but the basic principles are the same. Steps in production control. Production control consists of a well-defined set of procedures that has an objective factors organization of all the elements of production into a smoothly flowing whole, resulting in the fabrication of products with a minimum of interruption at the earliest possible time and the lowest possible cost. Production control is performed to assist in utilization. Production control is performed to assist in utilizing designated materials, machines, and men for the proper amount of time and at the right time. Production control, as the term is commonly used, is not restricted to time use controlling only. Routing concerns that establishment of the path which the production will take in its travel through the plants set forth the operation to be performed and the sequence to be followed. The machines at that and work areas to be utilized at each production steps are indicated. In some cases, the specific machines to be used is designated, while in other cases only the machine division is named, in which the foreman determines which particular machine will be used. Routing also provides data on the time allowed to complete each respective operation. In addition, the exact quantity of each required material with adequate allowance for spoilage and loss is calculated, and the arrangements are completed to have all materials at their respective specific shop location when needed. Scheduling is the assigning of clock or calendar times for carrying out if a various operations. It can be thought of as the time use coordinator, which seek to have many operations properly synchronized. Work should not be complete too far in advance of the time when needed, because to those so might necessitate extra handling, additional space for storage, and the possibility of product deterioration and loss during the waiting period. On the other hand, work should not be completed after the time needed because of costly delays and possible disruption of the smooth flow of subsequent operations. Dispatching, the last part of the production control, emphasizes correcting the deviation. It includes giving work authorization to proceed with specific batches of work at a specific times, securing report on work progress and granting of quality to move materials from one area of the factory to the other. Furthermore, information on the progress at each key production step, quality of work achieved, revised arrangement when original plan is not executed, the handling of emergencies, situations such as machine breakdown, shortage of help, and excess waste in materials are among the additional responsibilities included under dispatching. Without dispatching, production work would not get started when and where it is to commence. If the material would remain where it is and operation on it might proceed in these organized manners. Changes in routing and scheduling are expected through the dispatching function. Reports from various points in the factory giving information on the progress and completion of operations are sent to the Central Production Control Organization unit. This report might take the form of cards up on which operators report their time. A tractor's card that material has been moved to another area, or a message telephoned by the foreman to the dispatching units. That could be all. Thank you.